We are introducing a new web-based tool for ROSI users to store, upload, and download ROSI files and datasets. The tool is called ROSI Files. The first thing that you need to do is to log into ROSI. So open a new browser tab and log into ROSI. And if you needed any guidance on how to do that, you can watch video number 1. Once we're in ROSI, we can go to the 4FD direct command, which is download registration information to dataset library. So I'll say no to using an input dataset. Enter some criteria for my download. I'll use 2017-9. I'm going to use kinesiology and physical education. Students who are registered, students in year of study 4. Put in a $sign as a delimiter, and then pick my file name. So my file name is my ROSI user ID, and then I'm going to call my file demo. So I'm entering sdspkaj.demo. I have a Y next to submit. And then to have it sent to ROSI Files, just enter Files as the printer destination. Check the message at the bottom of the screen for the job number, and I always jot it down because I'll forget. And then once I've got that written down, I go to my ROSI Files window. So open the folder with your user ID. In that folder, you'll see another folder with your user ID with an I on the end. Open that one, and there you'll see lots of folders with dates and job numbers. So we'll find today's job and today's date. Double-click that folder. When it opens, you can expand all the tabs to open and review all the contents, or you can click Expand All near the top of the page. Once the job has been submitted, you'll see Job Started, and that will continue to appear until the job is done. So don't download anything because you may get partial data. You want to see a message that says job.completed here. You may have to refresh the page a few times until you see the job completed appear. Once your job is finished, that file name will change to job.completed. Once it's finished running, you can look at and download the output. So on ROSI Files, there will likely be extra info that you're not used to seeing. You may not find it useful. That's okay. You could ignore it. The files that you're not used to seeing are records of steps that take place in ROSI that were not really visible to most users in the past. In our job, we have a file called cmprint.pdf, which is a cover sheet that summarizes the report data, like this one that shows the selection criteria and that 231 records were retrieved. There's also a file called cmprint, which is a text version of that PDF. So to get to our data set, go back to your main user ID folder, look at the file list there. You'll see the file called demo, or in my case I call demo. Click to download the file, and then you'll see it in your downloads bar in Chrome. In IE, you'll get a pop-up box asking if you would like to open or save the file. So I usually right-click the file name and add the file extension .txt here. That makes it easy for me to open it in Notepad or in Excel. We'll do it in Excel for this demo. So just switch your your file types to all files, and you'll see demo.txt pop up here because you've got a delimiter in it. It understands that you want to import it with delimiters. Very straightforward. To use an upload dataset in ROSI, just drag and drop your file into the ROSI Files window, or click the Upload button at the top of the page. These files need to be in all caps, otherwise ROSI won't be able to recognize the file names. And you don't need to add your ROSI or user ID to your upload dataset because it's understood to be part of the file name once you've added it to your ROSI files. For example, we'll use the 3hac.input file by dragging it from the desktop into the ROSI Files window. It goes to a pop-up window, and when you see it, just click the checkbox next to the file you want to upload and click Upload at the top of that window. Once it's done, close the pop-up window and you'll see it in your file list. So to use that file that you've just uploaded as an input data set, just enter in ROSI your user ID. So mine's sdspkaj.3hac.input like you normally would. ROSI will pull the file info from ROSI Files and then use it to perform the function that you want to do in ROSI. So now that we've shown you how to use ROSI Files, I'll take a minute to remind you to follow good data security practices. Since you'll be using ROSI and ROSI Files in a web browser, you should empty your downloads folder. And I'm just doing, while I'm talking, this is happening on the screen. Empty it regularly and then empty your recycling bin or your trash. You should also clear your browsing data. You'll notice that in your browser it remembers student numbers and remembers direct commands. And ROSI Files you should download and safely in a secure server environment, not on your desktop or laptop. Store the files that were created by jobs because we will automatically delete those after 30 days. Data sets will not be deleted automatically though, so keep an eye on those. If you have questions about safe file storage, contact your local system administrator or FIPA contact person. That's it. You've learned all about the new file management tool. Thanks for watching.